Sitting up nice and tall, cross-legged seated position. Slowly begin to deepen the breath, taking an inhale through the nose, exhaling it out through the mouth, dissolving thoughts, chaos, and chatter in the mind, and turning your attention and focus inwards, noticing the breath and how you feel. Next inhale, reach the arms up overhead, interlace the fingers, palms towards the sky, rooting down through the sit bones. Inhale up, and as you exhale, twist over towards your right. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears. And gently release the hands down. Left hand to right knee. Right hand to the base of the spine, fingertips plug into the earth as you inhale, lift, and exhale, twist. Beginning to wake up the digestive system, firing up the core. Inhale, bringing the arms back up through center, palms together towards the sky. Gaze up, and as you exhale, twist towards the opposite side. Breathe. Keeping the belly in and up, wrapping the lower rib cage around the upper abdominals, finding your twist as you release on the exhale. Breathe. With every inhale, lengthen, and every exhale, deepen the twist. Both sit bones root into the earth, coming back to center. Arms up overhead, and exhaling the hands into your heart center. Releasing the hands back down to the knees. Scoop the chest forward, and as you exhale, round the spine. Moving into a variation of cat and cow. Inhale, chest forward, shoulders open. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale up, squeeze the torso with the elbows, using the resistance of the hands to the knees around the spine, separating the shoulder blade. Inhale and exhale. Slowly begin to round down to the right, over to the front, to the left, and to the back. One more time on this side, opening the chest as you come forward, rounding the spine of the back. And two more, moving in the opposite direction. Finding the movement here in the spine. Beginning to wake up the body. And gently come back to center. Lifting up on the inhale, exhale, walk the hands forward, rounding down, surrendering gently to the floor. Coming back through center. Lift the hips up nice and high, opening the front of the body. First, gentle back bend. And switch out the legs. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. And exhale, walk the hands forward. Forehead towards your mat. Lengthening on the inhales. Exhale, surrender down. Walk the hands back, place the hands right at the base of the spine, fingertips forward, lifting the hips up high, opening the chest, opening the front of the body, and as you exhale, gently come back down. Swinging the legs to the side, plant the palms to the mat. The crown of the head forward, plank, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Take a vinyasa flow coming through chaturanga and upward facing dog. Downward facing. Inhale forward. Exhale down. Upward facing. Hips high, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward plank. Core tight. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Option to always come into cobra if we need to. With legs on the floor. Hips high, downward facing. Plank, chaturanga. Come all the way down to the mat. Plug the fingertips wider than shoulder width apart on your mat and lift the chest up nice and high. Tops of the feet are on the mat. Heart is open. Pulling the floor towards you. And then exhale, fold. Reach the arms behind, interlace the fingers, squeeze those shoulder blades together, lift up, gazing just past the front of your nose and the mat. Gently release, palms to the mat. Come all the way up and down into child's pose, releasing the spine. Breathing into the back body, maybe turning the palms up to release the wrists. Find the breath. Slowly rolling all the way up and sitting up on the knees, bringing the hands to the hips at the base of the spine, shoulders squeezed together. Heart lifted, hips shift forward, heart to the sky. Neck long, elbows squeezed together. Slowly come up and exhale back into child's pose. Rounding the spine, counter asana, breathing into the back body. Reaching the arms in front, palms to the floor, hips high, downward facing dog. Reach that left leg all the way up and back, three-legged dog as you swing the left foot between the hands, right heel down, windmill the arms up, warrior two, and reach it back, exalted warrior, opening the heart to the sky. Coming all the way back to warrior two, clasping the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, open the chest, and exhale, fold down, humble warrior, nose to the inside of the knee. Keeping the outside edge of that right foot tacked onto your mat, come back up, warrior two. And then windmill the hands all the way down to the floor. Step it back, three-legged dog. Open up the hip, bend the knee, place that left foot to the floor and chest open. Wild thing. Arm extends overhead. Pivot back around and place that left foot to the floor. Take a vinyasa flow, rinsing it out. Up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing hips nice and high. Right leg to the sky. Squeeze that right knee into the chest. Right foot to the inside of the hand and come all the way up. Warrior two. Exalt your warrior, opening up the chest. Breathe. Bend in that right knee, keeping the knee over top of the ankle. Come back up. Interlace the fingers. Open the chest and surrender all the way down, humble warrior, arms towards the front of your mat. Breathe. Trying your best here to keep the heels of the hands together, arms straight, shoulders relaxed. Inhale back up through center. Find warrior one and exhale, touch down. Right foot meets the left. All the way up and back, three-legged dog, bend that knee, place it to the floor, open up the chest. Finding wild thing on the opposite side, arm extends overhead. Pivot back around, downward facing dog. Shift the weight forward, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing hips up nice and high. Bend the knees. Opening them as wide as your yoga mat, big toes together to touch, finding your way back into child's pose. Finding the breath in the back body, gently walking up, bringing the knees parallel to one another, ready for a second round of camel. Sitting up nice and tall, hands to the base of the spine, toes plug into the mat, lift the chest. Shift the hips forward, squeeze the elbows together, and gently fold back. Right hand comes to the right heel, left arm extends up and overhead. Maybe bringing the peace finger and thumb together. Breathe. Lengthening in the spine. Gently come up and exhale. Fold down, child's pose. Bringing the hands to the feet, releasing the back, releasing the spine, and the muscles that surround it. Interlace the fingers behind you. Bring the crown of the head to the floor, lift the seat up from the heels, and draw the hands towards the front of your mat, coming into rabbit. Release. And make your way all the way back up to the knees. Opposite side. Third round of camel. Hands to the hips. Elbows squeezed together. Shift the hips forward. Left hand to left heel. Right arm comes up and over. Peace finger and thumb together. Heart lifted. Belly in and up. Option to bring the hands into the heart center. Using the core. Breathe. Inhale back up. And exhale, fold down. Hands to feet. Child's pose. Allow the thoughts, comments, judgments in the mind roll off the body, rolling onto the mat to be absorbed by the earth, no longer a part of your container. Make your way back up. Bringing the legs in front, bending the knees, placing the feet on the floor. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, gently round the spine. Releasing the back, tucking the chin in. Inhale and lengthen, and exhale, release the legs out in front, flex the toes, bringing the arms up overhead. And on the next exhale, hinge forward from the hips, lengthen the spine, and gently fold all the way down, releasing the back. Placing the hands behind you, and lifting the hips up nice and high, pointing the toes to the floor, opening the chest to the sky. Exhale, hips back down, bending the knees, and shift the hips forward, coming all the way down onto the mat, and placing the feet back to the floor. Lifting the legs up overhead, coming into shoulder stand. Inhale. On the next exhale, lifting the hips up nice and high, bringing the hands to either the lower rib cage or just above the hips. Trying to stack the hips over top of shoulders, ankles over top of hips. Next exhale, if it's available to you, bringing the toes to the floor behind the crown of the head. If the feet are touching the floor, you can interlace the fingers, stretching the arms out onto the mat. Find the breath. Inhaling, bringing the feet back up. And gently bending the knees, placing the knees softly on the third eye chakra. And then gently rolling down one vertebrae at a time. Releasing the feet to the floor, using the core with control. Allowing the spine to settle at the bottom. Really place the hands underneath the seat. Rolling the shoulder blades together, lifting the chest, and then dropping the crown of the head to the floor, coming into Matsyasana fish. You can leave the hands under the seat or bring the hands to prayer at your heart center in Anjali Mudra. Opening the throat chakra, opening the heart. Find the breath. Place the hands back to the floor, lift the head, and slowly make your way back down onto the mat. Bending both knees, placing the feet to the floor, and then opening the feet as wide as your yoga mat. Interlace the fingers, placing them behind the head, opening the elbows nice and wide so that the triceps and the forearms rest gently on the floor. Rocking the knees from side to side and dropping both knees to the left. Inhale back up to center and drop them over to the right. Bringing both knees into the chest, give yourself a squeeze. Inhale, lengthen. Grabbing onto the soles of the feet, and exhale, nose to knees. Gently release. Bringing the left knee into the chest, cross it over the body, find yourself into a twist, releasing the lower spine, toning the core from the inside, maybe turning the gaze over to the left fingertips. Inhale, come back through center. Meet the right knee to the left. Grab onto the soles of the feet. Lifting the nose up towards the knees. Squeeze. And gently release. Switching out the legs. Left leg extends, right knee into the chest. And cross that knee over the body. Find yourself in the twist on the opposite side. Palm to the floor. Gaze to the fingertips. Inside edge of that right foot touches the floor, knee at a 90-degree angle. Inhale back through center. Both knees into the chest. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, extending the legs out onto the mat, preparing for shavasana, your final relaxation and meditation, opening the arms at a 45-degree angle, palms turn face up to receive. Take an inhale through the nose, and exhale, release the breath, softening the face, the chest, the arms and the legs. To be quiet, the thoughts to be still, the breath long. Bringing movement back into the body. Wiggle out fingers and toes, circle out wrists and ankles, reach the arms up overhead, give yourself a tall stretch. And then roll over onto the right side, pausing for a moment, setting an intention for your day. Gently coming all the way up to a cross-legged seated position. Sitting up nice and tall. Reaching the arms up overhead, drawing the hands into your heart center, into prayer, Anjali Mudra. Always remembering that wherever you are in your journey, on or off the mat, that you are always enough. As you are, where you are, who you are. Today and every single day. From my heart to each and every one of yours. Namaste.